Okay, in this video, I'm going to be walking through my exact plan for reaching 100K a month in revenue for my business, right? In 2025, right? So I split it up into three different parts because what I realized was when people talk about having multiple income streams, you're really splitting your focus if you're doing two like completely different things. You can have multiple income streams within the same business, which is what I've just kind of unlocked in my mind. I was only making money from just doing client work, but I built my skills and assets up to the point where there's actually a lot, if you think creatively, that you can create multiple different streams of income within the same vertical within your business, right? So it's not you going off and doing little side hustles. You're still within the same foundation, which is the business. And I've thought about this and I've developed the different ways that I can bring in revenue for the business that's going to add up to over 100K a month this year. So the first thing, which is going to make up the bulk of the money, is the done for you client work, right? So I have a marketing agency. But I don't even like calling a marketing agency because marketing agencies have a bad name, have a bad reputation because there's so many people that don't bring results. And there's all these newbies, starting up, they're going through a course, they think they're marketers now, go to businesses, don't really know what they're doing, have shitty results. And literally I can't count on how many consultation calls I've been in with marketing agencies that suck. So I'm more of a growth partner. But it's actually exactly what I am, because most agencies, they make money off acquiring loads and loads of clients, which has never been my strategy or never been my ideal. I didn't want this pain of headache of having so many different clients that I'm working for. I'm actually more of a partner, a strategic partner for these brands, and I've been working with them for years as well. So going through the client work is focused on long-term relationships. Because I'm not trying to get as many clients as possible and then have like a high churn rate. The clients that are with me, they usually stay, and they've been staying for years, and that's how I like it. I'm not trying to work with everybody. I'm trying to work with a select few of people that I can really scale and just go the full distance with. And part of that reason is I own a part of the growth creation, right? So I'm taking brands from like 5 figures to 6 figures to 7 figures through our work, right? Instead of me just charging a retainer, I can have a piece of that growth. So I charge for like e-commerce, for example, I charge a retainer plus commission. With e-commerce, lower margins. So the commission is a lot it's a lot lower than if you're doing like coaching consulting. I'm gonna go in that in a bit, but I own a bit of that growth creation that we create. So we're getting clients 50K, 100K a month in sales. A piece of that revenue goes to me. So whether that's 10% or 5%, that can be 10K in a month off one client, or extra 5K in a month off one client, on top of the retainer, which can be anywhere between 2 to 4 grand, right? So with just one client, then one client's worth 10,000. Anywhere between, and the e-commerce side, anywhere between like 6K or like 7K to me. Assuming we're at the 100,000 a month level. Not every brand is there yet. We've got a handful of them yet. Most are still below. A lot are still below 50K, and some are still and some are above. But we're still all the clients are at different points. But yeah, just even the handful of clients that we have that we scale to 100K. That one client could be worth 10K. Anywhere between like 5K to 15K for you off one client. So that's why it's a much better model, doing like a growth partner model, where like we're really in this for the long term with a client, and you own a piece of the growth that you actually create, right? So it makes you, even though you don't have any shares within the business, it makes you basically a partner within the business, right? And you got skin in the game, right? So on e-com, right, we have a higher volume and lower margins, right? E-com is what I started with, and it's actually the hardest one to be in, because you are battling. There's so many costs associated with running a physical product business, from shipping cost to the cost of the product itself. You maybe if you're importing, packaging and stuff from overseas, you're paying custom fees. There's so many costs associated with this. So we have a higher volume of e-commerce clients, but it's a lower margin. We can still grow and scale with them, but it's a lower margin. What I recently started doing more is the coaches and consultants, right? Because we're marketing for them, and this is a lower volume, but much higher margins. So my first coach I started marketing for, just to test this idea out, I didn't charge anything up front, but I negotiated a 30% commission deal. Right? You only do that if you actually believe, you know what you're doing, and you know that you can bring in results, right? In the first month, that generated over $50,000 in sales. I earned 30% of that. Do the maths. And then you can do this for other coaches as well, where I don't need that many, but because it's such high margins and I can negotiate a much higher commission deal, it makes these ones it can be a lot more profitable for the business, because me creating 100K in sales for the coaches and consultants, I mean, if you take away advertising costs, I can working out with 20 to 30,000 a month for each one. Right? So that alone on the client work agency side can be 100K a month. And the funny thing is, this is actually a lot more. It's so much more easier to do, because you're selling like a more of a high ticket product. So that means your return on your advertising costs can be really, really great. So let's say you're selling a product for like 1,000 or a few thousand, but you're acquiring customers for 500. You're still at 4x or 5x. Like it can be really, really profitable because people are paying a higher ticket. So we have a lot of space and a lot of money, a lot of margin to go and acquire customers, because it's really profitable, right? So those are the two sides. It's almost like I have like two parts of the agency, one for like the e-com and one for like the coaches and consultants. So again, this could be classed as pretty much two different income streams, right? From the e-commerce side to the coaches and consultant side of the business. So that's one part of the equation. The other part is so this is done with you, because I have a team. I have a team of about like 12 people now, from copywriters, website designers, almost everything to do, almost every marketing services that we cover. And that's why we're great as a partner, because we touch so many bases. The only thing that we don't really do is like SEO and PR, because it's not really, it's not direct response. You don't get like a result instantly. So we focus on the things that brings in money from day one, right? So the coaching and consulting side, because this is a much higher ticket, and it has to be because we're doing all the work for you. So I charge a high. It's a very expensive. I mean, it depends on your perspective, but it's a lot more expensive. And because we're doing all of the work for you, it's a completely done for you service. Now with the consulting side of the business, right? For all the clients that can't afford to work with me for full time and pay for the ads and everything, because it's very capital intensive, especially if you're on the e-com side, is consulting. So like I've got one consulting client at the moment, and funny enough, she actually paid the exact same amount as the agency side, but the difference is it's not on a monthly basis. So they pay me one time for the consulting, and we can go for like a month or two, but it's just a one-time payment, but I can charge you for a very high upfront fee. So it optimizes for, a big upfront cash, and I can split the payments as well, maybe monthly or weekly, etc. But this requires a lot less work on my side and the agency side, because we're not doing the work for you. We're telling you, it's literally the exact same thing as this, but we're giving you the strategy and telling you what to do instead of us doing it for you, right? So the work is on your side, not the agency side. We just give you the strategy, right? So we've got coaching and consulting clients, and I can scale a lot more with this because I can do a high volume of this. I can't do as much volume of this because it takes a lot of work for me and myself and my team because we're doing so many different things for the client. So that's why I like focusing on the ones that we can grow. We're focusing on literally just growing these brands with them for the long haul for, you know, years to build, make them into 7-figure brands, 8-figure brands, right? But yeah, the coaching and the consulting side, it doesn't require as much work from my side. So I can get on a call. It's probably like once a week for an hour. So I can charge like 5,000, 2K, well, like 3,000. What I sold the recent one for, the first one for, was $3,000, right? But I can charge like 5K for this upfront. But then it only takes me like an hour a week. So it's a lot more time efficient, but it's still valuable, but it's not like based for long-term recurring revenue, because people only pay me in a big upfront payment or just for a couple months or like a weekly thing, right? The next is digital products. Now I've been doing the digital products for the coaches and consultants. Now I'm gonna make my own digital products because I've standardized to train my team. I've standardized and created trainings and everything, and just walk them step by step on how to deliver a service high for a client. But I can standardize this and actually sell this as a product itself because I have a lot of people I get on consultation calls with me, but they can't afford this service because they're just starting off, because you have to pay us, then pay the advertising cost and cover all the other costs associated with the business, right? But it's a lot more of time cost effective to actually learn how to do it yourself based off what we're actually doing for clients, because we have a lot of data, because we're spending collectively 50K to 100K a month in ads across, you know, all the brands that we're working with. So we have a lot of data that we're acquiring, a lot of touch points to build out something that, you know, is very relevant and that actually gets results because it's proven across multiple different businesses, multiple different niches as well. So our training is very, very time tested, and I built out that training so I made it as simple as possible for my team to follow, so that I can do the exact same thing and give it to, you know, a potential client or a person who's looking to grow their business but not at the point where they can afford an agency and pay for the ad cost, like, because as I said, it's very expensive, it's very capital intensive. So you can actually learn how to do it from experts ourselves. So I can make my own digital product to sell as a one-off service, and this is optimizing for cash upfront. It's not a recurring, but it's quick upfront payment that doesn't require any fulfillment on my side because it's already done. So if I'm selling this for like 1,000 or 2,000, or even just let's say it's 1,000, 10 of these a month is actually 10,000 a month for the business, right? That's a lot of money, and I'm doing free consultations all the time anyway. So it'll be the exact same process where I'll give people a good free consultation, show them and deliver a lot of value of what they can do to improve their marketing. But instead, at the end, instead of closing them to be a full-time client and we do all the work, or I'm teaching you to do the work, you just have this standardized process that's going to show you how to apply everything that I showed you in the call and more. Right? And I can just do this as a one-off. Yeah, 10 of these in a month. That's actually 10,000 a month. Easy cash, right? Because I've built out the standardized assets, right? And then the third way I'm doing this to scale is a joint venture, right? So I recently gave one of my team, I taught him, one of my friends, I taught him how to advertise, how to advertise, and he's one of the advertisers on my team. But yeah, he's starting to get his own clients now as well, which I'm not against. It doesn't. It only takes like a few hours to do the work that I'm assigning him to. You can use the same skills to make money for his own clients. But what I thought about was, okay, if I was going to begin again, what would I do differently? Because I would build a different type of agency. I wouldn't start an ecom because this is the hardest one, right? So I told him, right, you should go for tradespeople. Tradespeople have a lot of money but they know nothing about the online space. They get most of their money, most of their, like, clients off referral, but they don't really know anything about advertising online. Most people, they don't even have a website. They just usually have a number, right? So tradespeople have a lot of money, but yeah, they have a lot of money, but they don't know anything about advertising or anything about funnels or all of this stuff and actually how to market their brands. So I was saying to my friend, I was like, look, if I was going to start again, I would target those people because they first have the money to afford it. Because tradespeople, I don't know why it's ever it's looked down to go into trades, because maybe people want to go to uni, go to traditional 9 to 5s. Tradespeople make way more money. They actually make a lot of money, especially if they're the business owners. They're like, a lot of them are millionaires, like a lot, and they're there's a very lucrative business. So they first have money. A lot of the times they probably actually have maybe too much. If they're very established, they have all their recurring customers and stuff. They don't even need more work, right? But if you find the ones that are less, um, not as established, but still have space to grow and get more clients and stuff. They're still looking for more work, but they have a good bit of foundation. They have money and they have the space to actually grow and actually become a bigger business. Those are the ones that I would target. So I told my friend, like, you should definitely do this, but he doesn't have as much experience as me or as much results, so he doesn't feel comfortable charging like a very high price. And I told him, and I was thinking, I was like, you know what? How about we actually partner up on this, and I'll actually do it with you. I don't have the time to fully implement all of this myself, but I will actually show you exactly what to do, and you do the work, but we partner up on this and we split the profits, right? So it will be almost like me launching another agency, but instead of me doing the work, I have a partner who's doing most of the work, and I'm there just for the strategy, and I can actually implement, because I have a bigger team now, a team of like 12 people. I can implement and my team into building out the other things to actually make this more valuable, because he has the advertising skill. But if you're acquiring leads, there's one thing to acquire leads, it's another thing to actually close them, right? And these business owners, they're already probably busy doing work. They're probably not getting back to people and stuff. So it's one thing to acquire, get them leads, but are they actually going to close them, right? So we need systems and other things on the back end to help them, and that's where me and my other team can come in. We can build out systems or automations to follow up with leads, nurture them, and actually get them to close for that specific client. So like plumbers, electricians, you know, construction people, painters, decorators, all of those like trade works. So my partner is going to be doing most of the advertising, selling the course, doing the brunt of the work, and I can get one of my team to build out a website, so only like a one-time work, build out automations and do the emails, etc. So it's very little work for me. I'm just there for the strategy and the brains, but someone else is implementing this, and we just split the profits in that, and that's almost like another income stream. It literally is another income stream for the business, just by me just being a strategic partner. And it's not very time costly on my side. I've already positioned myself where I've been doing this for years. I have the knowledge and stuff. I know how to sell and position offers, so I can train him on selling them. I know how to price everything, how to fulfill it, and how to even teach the clients how to sell to close a lot of these leads as well. So we're launching a new agency, but instead of it being e-com or coaches, we're targeting local business owners, brick and mortar business owners, and getting them more customers. And I'm going to be doing that as a joint venture service, and just basically splitting the profits down the middle. And that's literally like the closest thing to free money for me, because someone else is doing all the work, and I get to keep a share of a big share of the profits. That we can build out to. I mean, if you're charging like 2K upfront to these tradespeople, by 10 clients, that's 20K a month recurring revenue. You split our profits in half, that's an extra 10,000 a month, passively. almost I'm still doing some work like, but it's almost passively for the business as well. So we have these three different income streams for the business, and they're all different streams of compound growth, which is really, really great, because the more results that I get for our clients, the more money we make. This is compound growth in here, right? The better results I get for the coaching clients and stuff, I can use this as assets and actually start advertising, use the assets to advertise more, and then acquire more clients, so I can compound and growth in here. And then buying the joint venture, which is basically just a whole, like a different, basically a whole new business that I get a share of. As that business grows, the money, my profits that I get from that grows as well. So these are all three different areas, income streams for the business, but more importantly, they're three different streams of compounding growth, because this continues to build on each other year after year as I keep going and getting more experience and getting more results. So that is my plan for hitting 100,000 a month in 2025, right? Yeah, comment below if things are a good plan, any feedback that you have. And if you're a marketing agency or you run any type of business, I hope this gives you some good ideas of how you can, good ideas for how you can make your business more profitable, and how you can think of creating more income streams within the same vertical of your own business, right? Yeah, and that concludes the video, guys. Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.